No, I don't owe Melo an apology. As a matter of fact, Lala tweeted at me, or about me anyway. Do we have that? Do we have the tweet?
Let's get the tweet.
Someone said that I should apologize. He never really hates Melo. He's been rooting against him for years. He's counted him out a long time ago. Well, she's right that I counted him out a long time ago. I have not been rooting against Melo for years. That's incorrect.
First of all, let's give her props for defending her man right
absolutely,
there.
sure. In fact, but it also, like, she has a vested interest in this, obviously. I'm trying to be objective. I don't think you should be, nor anyone would accuse her about being objective about Carmelo. Look, I identified Carmelo as the best player in the country when people were talking about T.J. Ford at Texas, and no one was picking Syracuse at the time. I was the host of Around the Horn. I picked Syracuse to win the whole thing. I picked them because they had the best player, Carmelo Anthony. I was very happy that the Knicks got Carmelo Anthony. When everyone was saying, hey, when D'Antoni was coach, Lynn's moving the ball, Jeremy Lin, and when Carmelo comes back, he's going to be a ball stopper, I said, I turned out to be wrong. But I thought, I was pro-Carmelo Anthony. Then he got old, and he wasn't as good. And at the same time that he was getting older, the league changed from under his feet, making him a less relevant player. And then his own ego didn't seem to catch up with that. So it's not that she's absolutely right. I counted him out a long time ago. And about that, so far in a very small sample, he's proved me wrong in the right situation in Portland. But I never rooted against Carmelo. I root for Carmelo. Always have. First of all, he got Offensive Player of the Week in the West, right? Do we have the graphic, the Offensive Player graphic?
We'll get that.
Okay. Here's what these players did this week. Did Carmelo Anthony deserve the Offensive Player of the Week? No, he did not. It was, and I don't want to take pity on Carmelo. He deserves much more than our pity. That's ridiculous. Now, there's no reason to overstate what he's doing by comparing him to superior players like Harden and Doncic. I will say this for Carmelo. Not only is he proving me wrong in terms of the level he's still capable of playing at, which is very high, but guys, this is the most important thing. He's doing it in wins for a team that was losing. They weren't winning as much. Then he shows up, puts up big numbers, and they're winning. Carmelo, congratulations. But I don't owe him an apology. He was cut by two teams, one team after 10 games, because he couldn't play defense, because he couldn't even hit threes. I am just saying, Stephen A., my opinion is based on what I see, and I tell you how it is. The whole guy's history, like you'll often say, blasphemy. I don't think there's such a thing. It doesn't matter what the guy's track record was 10 years ago. You just said, what have you done for me lately? Well, who cares if Peterson won the Super Bowl a couple years ago? Well, you're right about that in a narrow sense. You have to judge people based on what they're doing. Now, you might say, hey, based on their whole history, I think Nick Saban's going to do much better going forward. And I might say, no, the things are changing. And we could legit debate that. But there's no such thing as there's some sacred cow, Carmelo Anthony, and you can't tell the truth if you don't think he's more than the 9th best player on most NBA teams. That's what I thought of him. So far, in a small sample, he's proving me wrong.
I think that, first of all, I think that your argument would be more profound if you didn't go to such lengths to explain yourself, because let me come to your defense. First of all, you don't hate people. You ain't built that way. And you've never hated on Carmelo Anthony. Lala, that's my girl. You know I love me some Lala now. You're wrong about that. Max does not hate Melo. He's never hated on Melo, period. So let's be very, very clear about that. See how simple that was? I ain't got to go through 2 minutes now. This is very, very simple. It's not true. You have the tape to back you up. You have always rooted for Melo. You stopped believing in him.
Correct.
But you didn't hate him, and you didn't root against him. So that's the point. That's number one. Number two, you're absolutely right. Melo did not deserve Offensive Player of the Week. That would be James Harden. When you drop 60 in 3 quarters.
3 quarters.
In 3 quarters, that would be you.
So why did he get it then?
Well, because I'm getting ready to get to that.
Thanks for the memories.
I'm getting ready to get to that.
Go there.
Because here it is. Luka Doncic, James Harden, one of them should have been that Western Conference Player of the Week. I would have gone with Harden, personally, me, myself, because I think that he's just phenomenal, even though Luka Doncic is no joke. Melo did not deserve it, but I'm incredibly happy for him, because here is where I will come to the defense of Melo. I never stopped believing in him. What did I say? I said Melo can give you 15 to 18 a night. What is he averaging? He's averaging 17 right now. He's averaged 22 this week. Now, 2 of those 3 victories were against Chicago. The other one was against OKC. So let's not get too out of hand about it. But it goes back to what I told y'all. See, here's the thing. Melo is an incredibly good dude, class personified, doesn't get and widely respected throughout the league. Players who played in this game got nothing but mad love and respect for him. And this notion that somehow, some way he would have had a negative impact on a team, that 450-plus players deserve to be on a roster in the NBA ahead of him was utterly ridiculous. Then you go to route of 9, where people were looking at it and saying, Stephen A., if he can't make a top 9 roster spot on a team, we don't want to put a coach in a position where we're looking at a future Hall of Famer and saying, excuse me, we're going to leave you on the bench or we're going to put you in as a charity case. We don't want that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.